Welcome, everybody. Good morning. I have been running around, had to take a dog to the vet, and hey, Roddy Gal, hey, Shalima. Um, Excuse me just a second. Okay. Little guy behind me here, that's Rusty. It was his vet day. He's losing teeth. So I had to get him I got him to the vet to see what, they got to schedule it and everything and make sure that's what he needs. And then he got his heartworm check and his 12-month shot for that. So next week he goes in and he gets his, what is it called? He gets his teeth pulled or teeth cleaned. And then Shelby goes back next week for a follow-up from her visit. And she'll need to get her heartworm check and stuff then too. And then Rosie will need to go. So anyway, Rusty's with me today. Today we're gonna do something a little different for me, and I've got a video from a police stop to show you guys. And I'll get to that in a little bit. I just wanted to chat a tiny bit first and see what's going on. How's everybody? So far, 2 people are in chat. So I just wondered how y'all are. I mean, can y'all hear me? 11 people here. I'm sick of the drama, though. I made a community post about that yesterday. Personally, I'm sick of everybody sharing private stuff. Oh, good, Shalima, thank you. I'm tired of, just the back and forth and everything. It's just boring to me, and so I don't know. I don't know. Moving forward, I mean, I'm not on panels all the time. I'm not doing all that, but I do make videos about some of the stuff that happens in the community. And I may get in chats and talk about some of it, but I'm really, it's boring to me now. I mean, it's just got to the point where if Mrs. P sees this, she's upset with everybody again. I got blocked. A lot of people got blocked for supposedly, I'm blocking everybody who supports Granny's watching. Well, I was in the chat when all that went down, and I heard what Granny's watching said to her, and I didn't see anything wrong with it at all. But Mrs. Portland has a problem with any kind of criticism, and criticism is hard to take. It is hard to take. You got to have a really thick skin to handle a lot of criticism if you have a YouTube channel or, it's just in life in general. And Mrs. P is, in that place again where she says we all hate her. And I don't hate you, Mrs. Portland, at all. And I feel like if you could find a community that doesn't have all of this stuff going on, and maybe do your coloring and stuff there, I just don't think you're gonna. And this is what she got mad at Granny's watching about, is that Granny was just saying, find another community, because, well, she's burned so many bridges over here that just getting so upset with everybody. And I think she even blocked Robbie, but now she's not blocked by Robbie. And But it just seems like it's time to go a different route, Mrs. Portland. You can't build a channel and expect to get any kind of, even if you got monetized, I don't see how many people would become a member of your group or your channel or whatever, or give you super chats and stuff, because you're always telling us we're all pieces of shit and that we need to go away and we need to leave you alone. If I constantly went on my community tab and said, everybody needs to leave me alone, everybody, and then start naming off different creators, how are you going to build a channel like that? Yeah, you might buy subscribers and everything, but you're not going to be a successful YouTuber, monetized or not. If you get monetized, but you have everybody blocked, nobody's going to want to come in your channel and participate in your chats and stuff when they're blocked. Hey, Denise. Hey, SA. Yeah, SA. Well, it is hard. Criticism's tough, but and I think that may be part of her mental health issues or mental illness issues that keep her from being able to it might sting a little bit, but instead of reacting and threatening to harm yourself and saying that you're drinking again and just extreme, it's one extreme to the next. And Denise, you're not going to watch. Yeah, it's everybody's right to watch what they want to. And I just think that a lot of us, we get to a point where we're like, no, I'm over this. And I'm not saying I'm gone yet. I'm not going away. My channel's not going away. I'm just not sure how much of the drama, excuse me, I've got bra issues. I hate wearing bras. Okay. And y'all, it's hotter than Hades here. Like, I got up at 6 a.m. I set my alarm at 6 a.m. to go out and do my run walk that I do. And what's a struggle in this heat now? I'm just saying. I got 4.6 miles in. A lot of walking. Not a whole lot of running today. It's hot. I'm just doing good to get out there. I mean, it's just impossible to deal with the heat. But anyway, what do y'all think about anything else that's going on? Hey, Earth. In here we don't necessarily go into the drama. I just like to kind of touch base with everybody. I haven't been live since Sunday, because I just didn't really have anything to say. Oh, Earth, that sounds like fun. But we had something happen recently here in Arkansas, in an old neighborhood where I used to live until I was, before I do that, I got to play my little song. My little intro. Let me play that for you. I meant to do it sooner. I'll be right back. Here we go. Where is it? All right.
When you say you feel low and good things are hard to see, when you pray to find love, I know somewhere we could be. There's a place where we can go tonight. The rhythm will make it right, where everyone is happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control? We could have a good time, let everybody
So that was that intro. Hey, Mandy, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I made that last week. Cinnamon Bear, yeah, it's not, it's supposed to be like 96 today, I think. I haven't really looked. But we have a lot of humidity here. It's really humid. Hey, Broken Justice. I'm just saying at like 7:15 is when I left my house, and it was just so hot. And I was like, man, I don't even want to do this. But I ate a bunch of junk lately, and I got to get that fat back off. It's so easy to gain weight, and it's so hard to lose weight. Hey, Lenore. Thank you, Mandy C. So let me hopefully, let me tell y'all a little bit about this before we go into this police cam. So this guy is barefoot, and he's walking down the street, and he moved a cone. And the cop comes up, but before we get into the video, let me just talk about this area where this happened. So it's called Kamak Village, and it's an incorporated neighborhood area. It's a city of its own within the bigger city of Little Rock, Arkansas. And they have their own police force. And where is that banner that I wanted to? Yeah, there we go. I am not anti-police. This is just a bumbling thing that these cops did. It took like 15 cops to get this barefoot man under arrest after the initial cop tased himself. I'm just really thirsty because I've been... Whew. Okay, so this little bitty town I lived in till I was 6 years old. I went to school right down the street. You'll see in the video, I'll point it out. There's a neighborhood, it's like a neighborhood pool that you have to pay to go to. I've been in that pool a whole bunch of times. Yeah, supposedly he moved a cone. And he's barefoot, and I guess the man's got some mental illness going on. He was eventually arrested, but anyway, this, I'll show you the video in a minute. Anyway, this little bitty town is, I don't know if you call it a town. Hey, Jim Lou. I'm not anti-police. Yeah, well, so, yeah, and we all mess up, right? Like I'm not sure I'm going to show my screen right today because I messed up the other day, and I didn't try it out between then and now because I've been so busy watching all the drama. But anyway, so the neighborhood where this is has its own police force. If you are going, and I think the speed limit up there, most of it's like 15 miles an hour. And if you go 15 and a half miles per hour, they're going to pull you over. It's like a Barney Fife area. Barney Fife would get people, he's just kind of off the wall, and Dahmer would do the citizen's arrest and all that up there. They're bumbling. And the neighborhood is like old. I'm old, and I lived there when I was a kid, and the houses weren't new then. I think they were built in the probably 20s on up. It's in a nice part of Little Rock with low crime rates and everything, and it's just a little incorporated area. It's weird, and the cops there are known to be very like if you stop at a stop sign, you're supposed to make a full stop, and I've always heard count to 3 when you stop. You go up there. I don't even like to drive up there because I don't live in that town anymore, but I lived there most of my life, and And I've been in that, neighborhood many times as an adult, driving and everything. And they're just, oh, they'll get you. But anyway, so the the cops that they have, and again, I've got it scrolling. I am not anti-cop, not at all. But this guy even calls out. He calls out George Floyd, and he says I can't breathe and all this stuff. Um, I know I don't. No, I don't like the police that put their knee on a person and let the person die. And I don't ascribe to that at all. I don't want anybody to think that I'm anti-police or anti. Um, I'm just showing this because it's odd and a little bit humorous, and it just shows that when you don't get, well, they probably don't get the top recruits. I would think that this little town doesn't pay much, and police officers around in Arkansas don't make much anyway. And I believe they had to call in the Little Rock police for this because this man was doing this. So let me start this. Hopefully I can share this correctly. Let me see where, yeah, it's right here. Let me put it on that. And the very beginning of it. Okay. And there's no songs called Fuck the Police, the Fire Department. All right. And action. Now, I'm going to stop my cam and we're going to do that. And this one. All right. So is it now? Does it? Okay. I don't know why I have such a hard time with this. I know it's not that hard. Is that going to work? Okay, I don't know why. I don't know how to do this. It's that one. We've got that up. We're going to remove that. Y'all, share screen. And now I'll go over here.
I can help you.
Let me know if y'all can.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not working. Is it working, y'all? Because I don't know. I'm messing up again. I should have learned how to do this before. All right.
What can I do for you? Come back.
God, I feel so dumb. Hey, Sherry. I know. Okay. Let's do. This. Share screen. Window. Why does it not work? Somebody tell me how to do this. I'm so dumb.
How can I help you?
All right, now we got it.
How can I help you? Doing good. How can I help you?
Can y'all hear this?
Yeah. What can I do for you? Okay. What can I do for you? Are you okay? Okay. What can I do for you, man?
So the chat, I put my thumb out, you didn't respond. So,
Oh, man, I can't stop in the middle of traffic. I pulled over. I mean, I'm here or not?
I mean, it's not really traffic.
Okay. Well, I can park in the middle of the street. I mean, nothing.
Can y'all hear this guy? Is it echoing or anything? Turn up the volume. Could you hear it at all?
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, you got ID with you, my man?
So, okay.
Okay. Well, what you doing out here, my friend? Okay. Was that you that moved the cone over there? You sure? Because I was told you did. What you have to sit over here and talk?
He's walking and he moved the cone.
Good mind, let's have a seat. I need to see some ID, sir. Come here. Come here. Turn around.
Okay, notice the guy is barefoot. He doesn't have any, he hasn't even done anything wrong. Can y'all hear me? He hasn't done anything wrong. He's walking barefoot.
Turn around. Do not do this. Do not do this. Turn around. Turn around. Turn the fuck around. I don't want to do this. Turn around. Turn around. Stop resisting. You don't want to do this. Can you give me another unit? Brent, Mark McKim, stop. Stop. Stop fighting.
Okay, this man who just walked up is, I think he's the chief of police. As you can see, he's not in uniform. Can y'all even hear me? I see nobody's chatting about any of this, and I'm still trying to learn how to use StreamYard. So can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear this guy? Can y'all, hello, chat? Anybody? Okay, good. All right.
No, you're that's right now. Put your hands on your back. Stop. Taser, tell us. Get over here. Taser now, goddammit! I'm trying to get the taser. That shit. Fucker. Don't ask me to again. Ah, shit, shut the fuck.
He tased himself, that police officer that is in the okay, these two men, they were like they outweigh this guy at least 3 times because they're both bigger than him, and there's 2 of them. And yeah, he's resisting arrest because he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, he was walking barefooted. But yeah, he may be on some kind of drugs because, you know, there's certain drugs that give you all this power. I mean, he's like fighting these guys. But all because he moved a cone. And there's a Karen that steps in right there. She says she's going to beat his ass, motherfucker. Probably somebody I know. She reminds me of somebody I know who lives in Kamak Village.
Josh, get on the radio, call the truck.
They are laid out on the ground.
I didn't do shit. Josh, put up on your handcuffs. I'm trying to do shit.
He's like, I didn't do shit, motherfucker. He didn't do anything. Why did they have to arrest him? Why couldn't they just talk to him?
Here. Here we go. Have y'all hurt me? Have y'all hurt me? Fuck your phone. Stop hurting me. Stop. Help me. Stop. Help. Stop. Help me. Stop. We are trying to fucking help you. Stop. Help me. Help. Stop. Sir, help me. I didn't do anything wrong. Josh, get him ready.
Navigator, I believe that the cops came upon him. As you can see, it's a big intersection right there near the police department. It's very close to the police department. And he hasn't been charged with anything but obstruction of justice or what is it when you don't let the police arrest you? You know, he hasn't been charged with anything major.
We got it all the way. I swear to God, I didn't. Settle down, son. Settle down.
Yeah, resisting arrest.
Came into an enemy assistance. I'm gonna help you. All right, the assistance. Josh, we got more. Get over here. Get on the fucking ground. Get on the shoulders. Hold his leg down.
Yeah, I agree. I believe that he's got to be using some kind of drug, and also he did start fighting the guy right away, but at the same time, though, why was he even being arrested? But you have to comply. If the police came and stopped me, which they're a lot less likely to do because I'm not black, and really a lot of times black people do get pulled over for stuff. This is the South, things like that happen. This guy's white. Hey, hippie chick. I don't know what his mindset was. It all got shot to shit in the very beginning when the cop tased himself and not the guy he was trying to tase. That's when it all got effed up.
Get off my foot. I'm on the way. On the way. We got his place.
We need more people on this way. Help me! Help! Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. You're fine. Hold still. Calm down. Say Jesus. Say Jesus. Jesus' name. Amen. Glory, you know what to do. You're right. You said they never did. I'll die for you, Dad. You will fucking.
Remy, I believe he tased himself because the guy was kicking at him and stuff. And so the bigger officer that's the police chief, I believe, he's the one laying on him right there. That's his leg. I think that's him. And the guy was kicking and fighting them. So he kind of hit the guy when he was trying to tase him, but at least he didn't accidentally pull the gun instead. Like there was a female officer that did that somewhere and she killed. I appreciate my mods that are here helping out today. I really appreciate Broken Justice and Remy and who else? Anybody else that's a mod in here right now? Roddy Mama, don't know if you're still here. Sorry, Roddy Mama had I'm sorry about the loss of your baby, Roddy Mama. One of her dogs. Navigator, damn, he's still fighting with no pants on. I can't fight pantless. Nope, not happening. Me too, Navigator. Yeah. Remy, you got to go fix your nail. Okay. And then they're going to end up being like about 1 billion cops here or bystanders or something that have to get this man down. I don't know why they couldn't get him under control.
I can hold still. I'll fucking quit.
No, he's not so big. Where there was 3 guys holding him down and he's holding him up. His son and his neck. He's got one head.
What are you going to be able to be here? Hold still, motherfucker.
Stop it, quick! Get back! Get back!
Hold still, motherfucker. Just hold still. Okay, well. Stop! Stop! You'll be all right. Just hold still. Hold still, motherfucker! Hold still!
Okay, open the door. And I just... No.
We can hold him. There you go. I'm getting off of it. Let's get more help because we're tired. John, get yourself together. Get you. I can't breathe. Get in my hand.
No, sir.
Please.
No, sir.
You still need 2 more officers.
He says he can't breathe. I can't breathe. And there's a man walking his dog. He's going to come help. And see, this neighborhood, though, you're going to see people like that out walking their dogs. And it's just a really nice old neighborhood with some of the houses are tiny, overpriced like crazy. But anyway, it's this own little tiny town, I guess.
No.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, baby. Calm down. Quit.
This guy's like sitting on his crotch too. You would think that would calm him down. Oh, Denise, you had a brother that could act like this on or off drugs? Navigator, getting your kids in the tub. It's like trying to bathe my Shelby. She's like that. I see shoes laying around and so the police chief goes up there and he's sitting on that bench back there. His knees are all bloody. He's lost a shoe and he doesn't look like he's doing very well. See, he's over there, his shirt's hanging off of him.
Stop. You're going to get Tazes, man. Stop.
He tore that. He tore that police chief's shirt. It looks like back there, sitting on the bench. I can't see it now. It just flashed by. But so right behind the guy in the orange shirt here, that's the police station and the fire station, and then there's a swimming pool, and then there's a Little Rock public school, which I went to in first grade. My grandparents lived on this street when I was a child. It's that they weren't part of this neighborhood that's got their own police force, but they were close to it. Okay.
Okay. Hold his hand up under you. You understand? Go down. Okay. Go ahead, cool. Come on, man. We've got to cross that problem. We do that. I will chill. I know I will. Get an arm out that hurt. Pull your arm. You want to get out. You want to get out. No. We're good. No, we're not good. Jesus. We're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. Put your arm under your back. Put your arm behind your back. I can't. Yes, you can. No. Jesus, love me. We need car with a case. Car with a case. Right here. Let go of the cup.
Look how many police officers are there, y'all. Look how many uniformed police there are. And I don't know if they're all, I don't even think Camac Village would have that many police officers. I mean, It's a very small area. I don't know how many police officers they have. Maybe some of those are Little Rock police because I did see one of their vehicles. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Where's Josh?
Go ahead.
Be quiet. Oh, man. Get your mouth. Oh, man. Hey, look at the cage. You got somebody with the cage?
Yeah, right here.
You guys got Get your George Floyd style, bro.
That's where he invokes the George Floyd style. He has George Floyd style. Look at this police chief back here. If you can see him, his shirt is torn. You can see my pointer there. His shirt is torn. He had the shoe off. I hope he's okay, actually.
No.
So here's the police chief guy. I don't know why that looks so weird. But anyway, his shirt's all torn off.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll do it. Hello.
We're gonna take you off of here.
Oops, it went on to play something else. Okay. What do y'all think about that? So I have worked in, wow, Liz, that's crazy, 105 pounds. I worked in a mental health pretty small little hospital part-time. 1 year I was trying to prepare for going into social work, which I changed my major and didn't do. But yeah. Hey, Laura Lou. Yeah. Laura Lulu. His shirt was hanging off. But anyway, I've seen mental health professionals. There was a boy there. It was for the hospital is for, well, it's not there anymore. It was for adults and children, separated, of course. And this boy was, he's a lot bigger than me, but pretty much took 3 or 4 people to pull him down and get a shot in his arm to get him knocked out for bedtime or whatever. But it has to do with the brain and how much the brain is telling your adrenal glands to dump. Yeah, so adrenaline is a strong force. Let me stop this ticker because I'm not showing that anymore. Right there. Hide. Okay. I'm learning it, y'all. So anyway, the guy was charged with resisting arrest. I'm just going to read some of the comments under this video. It's by our statewide newspaper here in Arkansas that posted it, and they are behind a paywall, so you can't. But these were comments on that video. This woman, or this person named Vic, says that Chief has a real mouth on him, very unprofessional. It's sad to see that this are the people protecting the public. Well, I don't think somebody having said words like shit and fuck, and I'm just doing that for context, like that doesn't make you a good or bad person or uncaring or anything like that. So maybe it's unprofessional, I don't know, but if you're in that kind of situation, you're probably going to curse too. But maybe Vic wouldn't, I don't know. And then this Patty C says, who cares if he moved the cone? I admit it, I laughed. And when the law enforcement officer managed to use the taser on himself, there are so many training opportunities in this situation that should have been employed. Well, and here's what somebody said. So this person said he was placing cones in the middle of the road and trying to hitchhike. And he says there are laws for a reason. As far as the cop, he should find a new profession. So if the guy was moving cones to the middle of the road and trying to hitchhike, yeah, I don't know that that was grounds for arrest, but obviously he started fighting the cop from the get-go. Mickey says, seriously? Talk about overkill. This is when someone experienced with mental health and PTSD and also possessing a bit of humanity and compassion was needed. So that's the point I was trying to make myself, because maybe talking to him just a little bit longer before you start trying to arrest him. Denise, crime is out of control, and I would bet that they have a hard time actually finding police officers anymore because they don't make a lot of money. So this person named Barbara says, well, fellas, here's a great training video. This situation clearly demonstrated that Josh is out of his element and going to need to look for work, but not ever in law enforcement. I think he was scared shitless, and he fumbled with his radio most of the time, leaving the chief to tussle with the guy. I do hate to mention that his weight may have been an issue, but I think it was more about inexperience. So they're taking up for Josh. Josh was the one who tased himself. And Gil says, here's what I've seen: a man, no shoes, t-shirt, shorts, a phone, walking a cop's. They don't have any punctuation, so I'm having a hard time reading this. But anyway, here's what I've seen: a man, no shoes, t-shirt, shorts, a phone, walking a cop stops, gets out, ask him to come over here and sit down. He didn't detain him. So at this point, it's consequential. The man decides to walk away because he's not detained. So here's the question. Why did the cop stop and start talking to this man? Did he kidnap a kid, kill someone, rob someone? What did he do wrong? I really want to know. So the next time I go out for a walk, I don't do this, whatever he did wrong. Well, Gil, what he did wrong was, evidently, he was messing with some cones and trying to hitchhike. And the cop did just come up and just start talking to him. So how that got so out of control, I'm not really positive. Mike Siller says, I sincerely hope Josh was encouraged to find a new profession. He seemed like a very nice guy, but he was completely useless when the situation went south. Oh, and Mr. Young thinks that there's going to be a civil suit because he didn't have any reason to detain them. And a new kind of feeling says, That's what piss poor policing looks like from start to finish. Yeah, so mostly everybody's just going to talk about. Oh, and here's somebody that's got some kind of gossip. So I don't know if this is true. This is just a comment on the video. It says, interesting that the guy is from Big Flat, Arkansas, population 51, a very rural part of Arkansas. There is a likelihood he was transported and dumped in Little Rock. Now, I don't know if this guy's homeless or not. Have no idea. He may have lived in a huge. There are some big houses in that area, but most of them are pretty small. And a tornado went through there several years ago. I mean, like 10 years ago. I don't know. Not a lifetime ago. And tore up a bunch of houses. It actually hit a friend of mine. The house right next door to her was completely had to be demolished because the tornado hit. It hit all around, but it didn't hit her house. I think she had to get a new roof from it. Incidentally, her house and her pavers and the ice is right where I hurt my back and had to have 3 surgeries. So this is the neighborhood where Barb fell on her ass and ended up having to have 3 major back surgeries. Just saying. Same neighborhood. So they do transport people to Little Rock because it's a bigger city and there are certain things to help people who are homeless. But I don't know if this guy was homeless. Kamak Village cops calls for backup, and there are 10 plus Little Rock cops standing around doing nothing. A huge waste of taxpayers' money. Oh, come on. QNG001. Painful to watch. Oh, this was talking about something else. Well, like an Arkansas state trooper ran a pregnant woman off the road a few months back for following textbook pullover procedures. Yeah. So I don't know. Our Little Rock police, which this wasn't Little Rock's responsibility. It was this little incorporated town of Kamak Village. But the Little Rock Police Department has been having a lot of issues. Little Rock has a lot of murders. It's ranked in a lot of the top 10 worst places to live for crime. It's the police chief that they had. He's been pretty much just run off. He's gone. He retired. These just go on and on talking about all that stuff. I found it interesting because I know the area, and so yeah, that was something that I saw the other day, and I decided to share with you guys. And also the other day I said I wouldn't. There's a case here, and I'm going to do just a little coverage of it. Not right now. I've got to put it all together. There were 2 suicides. The 2 people supposedly know each other. They were both very odd. The way they were found. The family of the male who was found they have gone to court to try to not release the photos of the scene of the suicide because they don't want it out. And there's just a bird out there going, oh, I'm going to be a mom. bird nest with 5 eggs in it in my one of my ferns on my front porch, hanging on my front porch. So that's what the bird's doing, is trying to get something to make a nest. I think I just right out my window. I get distracted easily. So this case that I'm going to do with you guys, maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure. There are ties to former President Bill Clinton and the now deceased Jeffrey Epstein, who I don't believe killed himself in prison. I did say I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I'm only going to share with you guys what has been made public about this case. I have some questions about the way this female was found, because this concrete block that she was found tied to weighs 68 pounds. And as a personal trainer, I was deadlifting like 45 pounds. And that was a lot. And I just can't see somebody, 68 pounds is quite a bit of weight to, pick up. So we're going to cover that. We're going to cover it only in what's been released. I'll pull the court documents if they're available, and find out, any kind of details. Don't know if there's been a judgment yet about keeping the suicide photos private, but when you're found to have shot yourself in the chest with a shotgun, and also you're hanging from a tree, that's weird. And also it was like 30 miles away from Little Rock, where this man lived, at a ranch owned by the Heifer International, that feeds and gets water for people in countries where they don't have food and water available, clean drinking water and all that stuff. So it's an interesting case. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole of the Clintons, because I've met them both, but they wouldn't know me from Adam. But because of the fact that this the man that killed himself was the one who introduced Bill Clinton to Jeffrey Epstein, it's getting a lot more attention than it normally would. And I don't know if that has anything to do with any of this, because they've accused, there's supposedly there's this list of all these people that the Clintons have had killed. It's a bunch of gobbledygook. I don't believe all that stuff, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do a little coverage of this, but I'm going to try to keep myself above the fray, because I don't want the Clintons mad at me, or this family that lost their this woman that drowned, and this man who died. They knew each other. I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but I find it difficult to understand how this woman, the way that they say that she died, it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm a logical thinker, so and I don't want to get political about it. So, but I'm not ready to do that today. But I've decided to do it soon, instead of saying I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. They did. I don't know about that. I mean, I've heard rumors. I mean, that's the thing is, you hear rumors and stuff, and just I don't know what's true and what's not. Doesn't really matter. So, what do you guys think about the taser? I mean, it's how would you have handled, or how would you wish that he had handled it? I wish that he had been able to just keep talking to the guy, maybe got somebody there. I mean, look at his ID, see if he lives in the area, see what's going on, see what he needed before he started, grabbed him and said, "You're under arrest." The guy just kind of started walking away, but he hadn't done anything. I mean, he moved a cone to the street and was trying to hitchhike. Denise, I don't really trust politicians that much, although I do have friends in politics, so I trust them, but a lot of them are broken justice, but not everybody. Not everybody. I mean, you can't say they all are, but because I'm thinking of a few people who I know who are in politics that I don't find that way at all. I've worked for their campaigns, not paid work, volunteered for their campaigns. Consider them friends. Then there are some politicians who I know that I don't have any respect for. Running an ID is big no. Not right. Yeah, I didn't ever see him run the ID or anything. And why did he need to keep that guy? Why did he? I don't know. Why couldn't the guy just move along? I mean, he moved a cone, and he obviously had something. He looked clean, and he had on a nice T-shirt. It said veteran on it. But I don't see why this had to get into this big blowout with the police. I don't know why they couldn't have there was a bench over there. Maybe, hey, let's go talk over here. Yeah, I think there are some good politicians out there, but there are some bad ones. Just like the police, there are bad police. There are bad law enforcement officials. There are some bad, and there are some good. Yeah, broken justice. He could have kept him calm, find out what's going on, ask him where are you. Just ask him some questions. Where are you wanting a ride to? Why don't you have any shoes on? I mean, the pavement is hot, y'all. At 6:30 in the evening, that pavement's been out in the sun all day long. And it's hot, and he was barefooted, and he had a phone with him. That's the only thing. Hitchhiking is illegal, but curious what else happened, or maybe the cop had arrested him before. I mean, I can look up and see if the guy had priors, but I'll have to do that. I mean, if he had a bunch of priors, then, but he didn't know, the cop didn't know. The only way the cop would know that he had priors is if he had himself had arrested him at some point and knew his background, or if he knew the guy. But I don't think he knew this guy. And how would it have gone differently if this police officer, instead of tasing his own self, would have actually tased this guy? We wouldn't even be talking about it, because this would have been over and done, and the dash or the body cam wouldn't even have been released, because I wouldn't have been seeing it, because there wouldn't be anything to see. If they're not crooked now, they will be if they stay in politics. They have to be. It's just the way it is. I know a lot of politicians that told me that. Okay, I'm just going to disagree with you that they're not all crooked, okay? Some may be, most probably are, but I don't think all of them are. There's definitely cops that make situations worse. Yes. There was a judge here in Hot Springs who, this was before I moved here, but he left his child in the car. He's a judge. I don't know if he won re-election though. I don't know if he's still a judge, but he is an attorney. And his son died. And then he, well, I mean, he had a lot of people coming out saying, because he was over a lot of these cases where children are wards of the state and all this kind of stuff. And so these people were like, well, you did this judgment against me. And then, but it's very sad. And I actually was working at a gym, and this guy was a member there, although I never saw him come in and work out. He was not an active member there, but he was running for re-election, and he came in, and he had this little boy on his hip, and his wife was there with their daughter, I think, a baby. And it was so odd because his little boy that died was named Thomas. And this little boy he was holding looked just like the pictures of Thomas. So it was very sad. Judges make mistakes too. Hey, Mark. There's not a perfect human being in the world. So just saying. Oh, wow, Remy. Hurts like hell. I wonder how the cop was able to go on and function after he got tased. Mark's been playing golf. Too hot to be playing golf. Yep. And judges are politicians in a way because, well, some of them have to run for office and some are appointed. Yeah, thanks for watching, Mandy. Yeah, I'm going to do this thing about these people because when I give you the specifics of how these two people were found that supposedly committed suicide, you're going to be like, what? Oh, you do, Mandy? I never think about it. They have to get tased to complete the academy. I bet those ones in Kamak Village didn't, because this guy was fumbling around with everything and tased himself and said, oh shit. So I don't know. But it could have been the same way with George Floyd when he got killed, and this guy was calling out George Floyd and Jesus. And judges are good to know. Yeah, well, I don't know this man, but it was very sad when his child died in the car. Oh, they got to be pepper sprayed and tased. Ooh. Well, I don't want to be a cop, and I'm too old. I'm in a small town now, and since I've been here, we've lost a police officer to a suspect shooting him. And wow, the parade, not parade for that, but they moved his body through town, and there was this big procession, and it was just car after car after, all these police cars and unmarked cars, and they had him in this type of carriage thing that you could see through the casket and stuff. Ouch. and right in your eyes, right? They pour that stuff right in your eyes. So, moving forward, I'm going to try to do more stuff like this and find myself a little niche of things that I can do that don't involve the drama, because I'm like I've said before, I've got a toe in it, but I'm not full on in it. And so we're going to try some different things. I'm not trying to be a deep diver into true crime, because I feel like it gets to the people who are survivors of some of the stuff, and I don't want to get into all that. So I'm going to find a way to entertain and educate without talking about drama too much here. The pepper spray COs carry it is stronger compared to what? Oh, they used applesauce. What? Mandy, sorry that happened to you. I wouldn't want to be tased or pepper sprayed or any of that stuff. I mean, oh, ouch. Ugh. Rip your face off. Yeah, you can help. Hey, Mandy, you want to come up and talk about any of that? I'm cool with that. If you want to talk about it, I can give you the link. Or we can, I can bring you up another time and we can talk about some of the stuff that happened to you. Oh, it's their only form of protection. Wow. So, yeah, I'll find my way. I'm going to find my way doing some things. I'll still make my songs and everything because I find that to be fun. That's my way of calling people out. And I'm not saying I'm never going to talk about drama at all. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to find some new avenues for myself to, yeah, not honey mustard. I just find a lot of this drama to be boring. Okay, Bath. What? Do you want to come up? Do you want to talk now, or do you want to just, we'll plan for a day? I mean, we can do it now, or we can plan a day and you can come up and talk about some of your experiences if you want to. I can shoot you an email and we can set something up. But yeah, this Clinton thing, Epstein and the Clintons and these suicides and the man who introduced Epstein to Clinton, it's very interesting. We've had a lot of people connected to the Clintons that have said things. Okay, Mandy, I'll do that. I'll send you a. Is your email on your in your about section or anything? So yeah, I'll get that put together, and let's see. Today is Thursday. Let's shoot for tomorrow. Make myself get my butt in gear and do it. Okay. And then back to Mrs. Portland, the situation with her. Wow. Yeah, Epstein's vile, and then the woman that was helping him was vile, and I did not know Bill Barr was the island and all that. I'm just like scared of it all. Like, I don't want to get, I got dogs to take care of. I can't, don't kill me over it or anything. But the Clintons have been involved with different people around the state and, well, the country and the world with things that seemed a little odd. There's a lot of stuff. But the Epstein connection to this is drawing attention from major outlets like the what's it called, the Daily Mail and stuff. And so I am going to put my little toe in the in that case and see what we can what we can see about it and talk about it. There's a piece of evidence of these two suicides that makes it seem weird, that these two people knew each other, and we'll talk about that. Mrs. P, yeah. Here's the thing, though. Sometimes with Mrs. Portland, and she's got me blocked, and I doubt she's watching this anyway because, she does have all those issues, Navigator, and sometimes people don't even have to mention her, and I've seen her going off on people. Like, just because people were in chat when Granny was talking about offering some help. I mean, Mrs. Portland was in there. She was talking to her. They were talking, and Mrs. Portland went off and went to her little to her channel and started posting just horrible things. And and blocking everybody who was in chat. I'm blocking all of her supporters. Okay. She's got issues, but there's a way. Sometimes you can't avoid talking about somebody if they're talking bad about you. I give everybody credit who can do that. It's a good thing. Remy, you can do that. You can do a video without putting yourself on screen. Please don't forget. Yeah, she does. She's got she's got a lot of different issues, and it's a pattern, y'all. Just write it down. Right now, she's mad at everybody. Then she'll come around and she'll be nice again, and she'll start apologizing to everybody, and then everything will blow up again. I've watched it now for months, and I stopped making videos about her because I didn't feel like it was right because she has some issues. I did stop, but I've tried to help Miss. Yeah, she doesn't want to listen. It doesn't mean she's stupid, but she's mentally incapable of certain things. Yeah. She doesn't appear to have the ability to take any criticism whatsoever, like zero. Instead of just stepping away or just leaving the chat and go do something different until you calm down and think about it. I don't think she has that ability because of, she's capable, she's smart and everything, but there's things that don't connect right for her. And we don't understand that because things do connect for us. And so it's very difficult to understand that issue if you don't have it yourself. Yeah, I don't think she can help it either. I don't, because why would you want to constantly do the things that she does that cause her pain and other people pain? And yeah, and why do people think a lot of them have caregivers, people who've gone through school and training to understand those who share the same disability as her? A lot of them have caregivers. Yeah, she apologizes but doesn't change her behavior. So people in the community are so immature, they think by saying that it means you're excusing bad behavior. Right, Mandy. You're not, just by saying that somebody has these issues, that's not saying that it's okay for her to do everything she does. She said she threw away all her coloring stuff, and now she's going to start coloring again when she gets some more pens and everything. Well, okay. Why did you throw everything away, or did you really? I mean, there's just, yeah, and she has one good friend in Robbie. Robbie's her good friend. The majority make assumptions that yeah, people don't understand. Yeah, Granny's watching suggested that she find a new community, and said also that after the last time when all the coloring sheets were being sold, that people aren't going to want to do that. People, I don't think that making money is going to be something that Mrs. P can do on YouTube. I don't. To me, I think that there's a lot to be said about consistency, about being, being who you are, but being kind of leveled out. And I don't see that she's able to do that. Sometimes mental illnesses and cognitive things, there's not a pill that can just fix that. Personality disorders, there's no pill to fix that. Yeah, she said she was going to buy alcohol, but yeah, you can't expect her to be the same as, I can't expect anybody to be the same as me, because we're all different. She blocked Robbie, but I don't think he's blocked anymore, because he did a video about noodle mash, and I saw Mrs. P commented and said, thanks, and stuff. And so I think, and he also deleted that post where he said he was a blocked bitch. So I don't think he's blocked. Hey, self-aware. Well, people don't often understand things that they don't experience themselves. I have an experience with living with someone who has borderline personality disorder, and I understand why. And I don't know that she has that. I just know that she said she did one time, and she has some behaviors that remind me of this person who I live with. And people say, well, Mr. Portland, he should be able to control her and watch after her and all this stuff. Look, he's got no more power than I do sitting here in my what is this, studio office or whatever this is where I'm sitting. You can't, he's probably just glad that he's able to keep her fed and as calm as she is, because I'm just going to say, you don't have any control over how others deal with that. Yeah, she made a semi-veiled threat to self-harm. We can control our reactions. Exactly, Mandy. I remember when she got mad at you because you said you had given her a wrench and she was blocking people, and you just said you weren't going to put up with that. I don't remember your exact words, but she flew off the handle that day. And you can't gauge what's going to happen with her, how she's going to react. And like I said, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know what the solution is for her, though. She's been in different communities, and this is her behavior, and this is her reality. And really the best solution for us is that she's not on here. But for her, this can't be fun to be going through all this. Well, she's got her husband. He's a good friend. Yeah, and telling her to get help doesn't help. That's like telling somebody to calm down when they're pissed off. You're just gonna piss me off more. You're just gonna piss me off more. Yeah, just wait. In a few days, the apologies are going to start. She's going to apologize again and again and again. And you're not, Mandy, you're not mad at all? Oh, that's good. I'm proud of you for that. The worst thing she said about me was a while back, and she said I was a hate channel. So she hasn't really done anything to me. Yeah, trained professionals, and we're not them. So y'all, we can't fix her. She seems to do it for attention. Navigator, that's good. You don't, I'm not going to cut down, mock, or go off on someone who does not have the tools to effectively communicate or defend themselves. Yeah, the best thing to do is just sit on your hands and take a step back and don't say anything. Yeah, exactly. There's schooling for that, and they know how to help her. They're trained to help her, and we're not. Yeah, that's true. I mean, hey, Amber, nobody's going to be able to control everybody else. She goes around, yeah. She does get a lot of panels. Hey, 71. Well, that's your opinion. I mean, I don't think she should be on YouTube, but I mean, she has every right to be on YouTube. And if she's not breaking terms of service, then there's nothing that you can do. And as you've all seen, even breaking terms of service, excuse me, Natasha's still able to have her channel and to do the things she constantly does and says. Yeah, thanks everybody for being understanding. I try to just not talk about her. I did stop making videos about her, and I'm just talking about the situation now because, well, it blew up recently. She blocked a lot of people, and but Scarlett, she has a channel and she has me blocked and she has a bunch of people blocked. And I've never said or done anything to Scarlett. So, you know, and I've even asked her to unblock me. And I even got an email from her saying that she said, that's weird. Let me check. And I've never heard back from her and I'm still blocked. So, you know, some people just like to block people. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think people who are medical professionals who are helping her probably don't know she's on YouTube. So everybody, just try to take a step back sometimes from situations like that and think about, well, how would I want to be treated? And what would I want to be said about me? Because like I'm, you know, flubbing around trying to figure out how to do StreamYard. I've been doing live videos for months and I fumble around in here and I got to figure that out so I'm not fumbling around and looking like an idiot. But there's probably people out here going, she can't even do, you know. We all like to, I don't know, we think we're better than the next guy and we want to make fun of people and stuff. It's crazy. It's part of YouTube and you got to have thick skin. Yeah, no criticism at all. I don't think Broken Justice likes her self-aware. I would say no. So try to be nice to everybody, you know, just try to, if you don't like what's going on in a chat, walk away. The heat that so many of us are in the middle of right now, it's hot. It makes people grumpy and, you know, we don't know what's going on in each other's lives behind the scenes. We don't know what kind of issues, financial issues, or anything like that's going on. So just try to be nice to each other, and let's plan on tomorrow about the same time as today, around 11. We'll talk about the suicides here. Thank you. I try to be fair-minded, but I'm not perfect either. And, you know, I make videos about people and stuff. So, you know, yeah, we just don't know what each other's got going on. And we all have, nobody's 100% perfect. And what I say may sound weird to somebody else. I just try not to make fun of everybody for the way they look or the way they say words or the way they, I don't know. I just try. I try. Excuse me. A solution is for her therapist to find out, but she's on YouTube. I guarantee it would stop the, okay. Does anybody know if Dorothy's made it back to the YouTube world yet? Anybody hear anything? Okay, I'm going to go for now. I'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow. If I don't do it tomorrow, we'll do it Saturday. We will go do a little look-see into this Clinton Epstein related. Yeah, let's not go real live on anybody. But appreciate y'all being here and chatting with me today, and I'll see you all soon.